Indonesia will open a unilateral safe travel corridor with Singapore to allow people to visit the holiday islands of Bintan and Batam. The move is designed to boost tourism in Indonesia. The islands were popular weekend getaways for Singapore residents before the pandemic. Saiful Bahri Ismail joins us live now for more on this. Saiful, tell us, what are some of the requirements to use this new travel corridor?
Well, Don, first of all, the travel bubble between the Riau Islands province and Singapore takes effect on 24th January. That's according to a statement from the Indonesian Presidential Staff Office released this afternoon. Indonesia's Tourism Minister Sandiaga Uno confirmed this. He said in a virtual press conference today that the travel bubble is open on Monday. It is on a trial basis at the moment, and he describes it as a prototype. Authorities said that the travel bubble scheme has been in the works for a long time. In fact, plans for the travel bubble started in May last year. So they stressed this is something which has not been rushed. Now, the sea border between Singapore and Indonesia has been closed for tourism for nearly 2 years because of COVID-19 travel restrictions. Under the travel bubble arrangement, travelers from Singapore are allowed to enter Indonesia without applying for any visa via Nongsapura Ferry Terminal in Batam and Bandar Bintan Telani Ferry Terminal in Bintan. Now, the point of departure from Singapore will be the Tanah Merah Ferry Terminal. A circular by Indonesia's COVID-19 task force states that visitors must be fully vaccinated and must have stayed in Singapore for at least 14 days prior to their arrival. They must also show a negative PCR test taken within 3 days before departing Singapore and take another when they arrive in Indonesia. Other requirements include a holiday insurance package that would cover hospital treatment worth some 30,000 Singapore dollars for the travellers. Now, I spoke with a Bintan resort operator and I was told that under the travel bubble scheme, visitors from Singapore can stay in Bintan Resort for a maximum of 14 days, after which they have to return to Singapore. Visitors' movements are also restricted to only within the Bintan Resort area.
So a prototype, a trial of sorts for now, Saiful, but are we expecting to see a flurry of visitors to the two islands?
Now, Singaporeans may just want to hold on to their booking of hotels in Batam or Bintan until there is more clarity. It is unlikely that we will see a flurry of visitors from Singapore coming to Bintan or Batam, at least not immediately. Indonesian authorities said only between 50 and 100 visitors will be allowed in this travel bubble in the first phase. Another important point is this arrangement is unilateral, which means that travelers may still need to serve the 7-day stay-home notice or quarantine when they return to Singapore. Authorities in Singapore have been quiet on the matter. They have not made any announcements of the sea route reopening. Operators here in Bintan hope that the travel bubble can be implemented on both sides, Indonesia and Singapore. They are hoping Singapore can also reciprocate the waiver of the quarantine or stay-home notice. This is because operators said that travelers from Singapore usually spend about 3 days in Bintan or Batam for their short holiday. And if they have to serve a 7 days stay-home notice when they go back to Singapore, this may not be attractive anymore for them to come to Bintan. Operators have welcomed the travel bubble. They said such reopening of borders is a much anticipated relief for the tourism industry in Indonesia, especially in Batam and Bintan, which depends a lot on visitors from Singapore.
In light of the Chinese Lunar New Year, so all of us feel that this the opening of border between Singapore and Bintan Resort is a gift. Okay, it's a gift, something like we receive a hongbao, a Chinese New Year hongbao. So we hope definitely this will be a good year for us, and it is a very big step for us after closing almost 2 years.
The travel bubble announcement came ahead of the leaders' retreat between Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong and Indonesian President Joko Widodo on Tuesday. So we may get some clarity on what is Singapore's position on this when officials meet for the leaders' retreat.
Thank you for that update, Saiful Bahri Ismail there in Bintan.